Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are from, whatever you are doing at your end. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for taking time out on a busy, weekday. It's a Tuesday, 5th of March, 2024. And today we are kind of interestingly talking about an interesting topic in that case, which revolves around two personas. uh, One is a product manager, and the other one is CXOs. These CXOs may be the CMO, the chief marketing officer, the chief information officer, the chief digital officers, the CDOs, the CIOs, and also the chief product officers, of course, right? What are the daily challenges these people face, or rather, what are the challenges of these people in terms of the user experience evaluation or maintaining the user experience of the products that they are building, right? Or the products that they are managing, or the product that they are designing in that case, and what exactly is Headspin's contribution in terms of solving these problems for these particular personas, right? My name is Saurabh Malge. Uh, I have been with Headspin for about 1 year and one and a half year right now, more than 1 year, of course. And I've had my experiences across automotive industry. I've my experiences across telco, media, retail industry. And today, with the help of Headspin platform, I solve problems for my end customers, how to solve for the user experience issues that they're facing on their applications or their devices or even their networks in that case, right? So I'm a solutions consultant. I've been with Headspin for about a year. Previously to Headspin, I was a part of an automotive industry and total of more than 6 years of experience in this, or rather automotive experience as a whole, right? Let's directly jump into the topic that we have today, right? For all those who are not quite aware of the platform here, I would love to, take you through what exactly at Headspin or what exactly is Headspin in that case, and then we'll start, evaluation across different personas, how the platform is consumed across these personas, and how exactly different types of personas use Headspin, and then we'll also talk about how what are the different challenges for product managers and what are the different challenges for CXOs, and how Headspin helps in resolving these challenges for these particular personas, right? There are three things that when introducing Headspin or the platform that we provide to our customers or our clients, there are three things that one needs to be focused around. One is omni-channel testing, right? When I say omni-channel testing, a certain tester will be able to test these applications, their devices, or their networks across different types of geographical locations, right? Across different types of plethora of devices and across different types of environments or networks as well. When I say omni-channel, it doesn't confine that particular application to just mobile application. I am also talking about OTT media applications, OTT media devices. I'm also talking about TV sets, right? For example, Roku TV, Apple TV, Samsung TV, WebOS. All of these TVs can be evaluated with the help of Headspin platform across different types of locations as well, right? There is a whole infrastructure that is provided by Headspin, which helps you deploy these devices across on-prem locations, your own data centers, or even our data centers, wherein we evaluate every nook and corner of your application and let you understand what is the experience that you are having or that your end customers are having on those applications or on those devices, right? So it's not just omni-channel. The second part is analytics, right? Headson platform is backed by 50 plus, 40 plus algorithms which run on the ML algorithm that we provide to it, right? These platforms are equipped with 130 plus KPIs. These KPIs continuously monitor your applications, your devices, and help you understand what are the issues your applications or your devices are having across those KPIs specifically, right? For example, if tomorrow Headspin is evaluating a media application, let's take an example of Netflix, right? If tomorrow Headspin is evaluating the experience or user experience of Netflix, we will be taking care, or rather, we'll be diagnosing these applications across some core KPIs which are very concerned to a certain media device application like Netflix, right? What are those KPIs? For example, we test your application across VMO score, which we categorize as the primary score help you evaluate the poor video quality or the video quality of your application. Then we test your application for the frame rate variability. Then we test your application for the P90 latency that is it going through. Then we test your applications for different types of video related metrics, especially if it's a video application, right? Uh, in terms of other evaluations, we test your applications for different types of uh, issues, different types of metrics, and let you understand what is the experience that your applications are having for those particular scenarios, for those particular locations, for those particular devices, right? And the third part is we give out a comprehensive set of data, which includes the session time series. This time series has the entire evaluation of every metric that your application has to evaluate. It could be the blurriness, it could be the contrast, it could be the VMOS, it could be the CPU metrics, it could be the memory capacity of your applications or your devices in that case, and different types of issues that are occurring on your applications, right? These issues include low page content, loading animations, log exceptions, HTTP level metrics, CDN level issues, network in out bytes, and all of those issues will be captured by the HeadSpin platform with its analytics platform. And at the end of the day, the platform gives out a dashboard which helps you with alerts and watchers. And those alerts and watchers can be used to evaluate your application at any time during the day, right? Imagine you have set out 500 different types of test cases on the HeadSpin platform. And across those 500 test cases, four of the test cases are failing, right? And at the end of the day, the alerts and watchers which are set by you on the HeadSpin platform helps you get the details of those four failed test cases that you are getting, and directly lets your teams or your QA teams to perform a root cause analysis across those four issues, and then help you perform a certain level of operation to help you understand what kind of issues, what kind of different types of problems your application is having in that case, right? And there are different layers of consumptions in terms of usage of our platform, which includes engineering and QA teams use the platform for comprehensive functional and functional performance testing, right? Of course, regression safety net is something that we aggressively provide to a certain customer because they would want to understand the regression level testing of your applications. Along with that, we help engineering and QA team to do full stack edge and client data analysis, which includes understanding your performance of your application at the edge, right? And the function level analysis of your application, which include what function is reacting to what particular CDN and how each function is behaving across your whole application workflow, right? Talking about product and executive teams, which we are going to focus more on today, uh, we'll let you understand the whole HeadSpin impact score, that the impact score, which is a common score to help you understand the state of the experience of your applications and the comparative benchmarking that we provide for your applications, right? SRE and DevOps team especially use the HeadSpin platform for synthetic monitoring, alerting, quick RCA, quick root cause analysis of the issues that are occurring on these applications. Database collaboration across different types of teams, which can be provided with the platform. So it's a unified platform which can be used across different types of teams in a single organization. And a lot of time in the testing and the user experience evaluation of your application can be saved by a single platform, right? Let's move on to the next slide. So how basically is HeadSpin used in that case, right? For example, there are two different types of processes any type of team carries out across their applications, which is pre-production testing, right? And the second one includes post-release testing, right? Pre-production testing is something that you do before even the application is released to the customers, which includes the function level testing, advanced digital level analytics, which includes comprehensive set of mobile application and web testing solutions that we have given, right? And when I say advanced digital analytics, it includes enterprises and deliver regression insights for product analytics, right? In post-release and when the application is released to the customers, we help you understand the application performance with the help of different types of benchmarkings that we do. So build over build benchmarking, or rather release different types of beta releases that you do across your application features. Those can be tested, and then the post-release evaluation can be done for your applications, right? Now, across this entire full digital experience testing, the four different types of team use the HeadSpin platform across four different types of usages, right? For product teams, the HeadSpin provides data-driven insights, guiding teams towards industry-leading excellences. For engineering teams, we streamline the development for faster and quality delivery of your products or your applications of your features. For QA teams, we enable swift identification of high value issues, right? And we foster collaboration for is error resolutions, right? And for SRE teams with HeadSpin, SREs can access the significance of issues and pinpoint accountability of those issues across your teams, right? There are a lot of customers or across different, or there are a lot of customers across their own teams which are using the HeadSpin platform for. For example, Verizon has been using HeadSpin for a lot of different use cases, and especially the SRE team of Verizon has been using HeadSpin for a plethora of use cases, which includes availability of the devices, reliability of their applications, or the whole entire evaluation of the My Verizon application has been happening on the HeadSpin platform for a very long time now, right? Let's move ahead. Okay, let's start with the product manager's persona, right? The product manager persona has some set of all responsibilities and roles for a certain product that they are managing, right? For example, if a certain product manager is managing a digital product or a e-commerce application, they have to have the ability to control the design of those applications or manage the teams which are having the design of those applications, or to understand what are the user, how are the user experiences their applications, or what are the issues with the users, and what kind of day-to-day problems their products are having in that case, and resolve those issues with those products, right? But there are a lot of problems when it comes to user experiences challenges for a certain product managers that includes fragmented experiences on those applications, right? A certain product managers is not necessarily able to consistently manage or rather maintain the consistent user experience across various platforms. Today, your users are using applications on mobile phones. They're also using their application across tablets. They're also using their application across different types of mobile TV screens as well, right? And you would want to know the experiences of these users across all these platforms. And managing the experience across all these platforms is quite tough for most of the product managers out there, right? The next comes performance concerns, right? You would want to address different types of performance issues without compromising the user experience, and it is quite critical for your product, right? Today, if the performance of a certain product that you have provided to your customers fail, you wouldn't be able to provide seamless experiences across different types of applications, different types of TV screens or mobile screens in that case. You would want to have the performance level issues understood and analyzed and resolved for your products, right? Again, feedback integration is an interesting part of TM's life or TM's user experience challenges that include you won't be able to effectively integrate the user feedback to the prioritize enhancement or the challenges. For example, your users are having a certain problem on your product, and then you have different types of uh, cards or rather different types of Jira tickets in your product manager timeline, right? Or your roadmap, and you would want to prioritize the issues that your users are having at this particular time. That is a bit of an issue a lot of PMs face in terms of user experience challenges, right? And at the end of the day, you would want to understand how is your product as compared to the product that your customer, that your competitors are providing to their customers or your own customers as well, right? You, for example, if you're a product manager at Netflix, you would want to understand the experiences that your users are having on Netflix versus the experience that your users are having on Amazon Prime, right? Or if you're a product manager at Verizon Telco, you would want to know the experience the users are having on your own network versus the experience that your users are having on your competitor's network. It could be AT&T or it could be T-Mobile or anything else, right? To have a comprehensive app performance comparative benchmarking solution, there are a lot of not a lot of tools that are available in the market to completely help you understand the user experiences of those two competitors of your product and your competitor products, right? So just some basic problems, the user experience challenges that product managers face across their whole lifetime, and these basically are the key enablers or the key solutions that HeadSpin provide across all of these particular issues that a certain product manager faces, right? At HeadSpin, we provide you with regression safety net, right? With regression safety net, you would be able to build a test harness which will enable a highly automated regression testing for accelerated release cycles, right? For example, if you want to perform more than 1,000 test cases across, a single application that you are having or with a single user journey, you would want to know if there are any test cases failing across any type of device, across any type of location, or across any type of network for your application, right? And we'll be able to enable multiple releases every day, which can be testing for regression in custom KPIs, right? For example, if you are a e-commerce application, you would want to know the loading of a certain payment page on your application, right? If the payment page at statistically takes more than 2 seconds, there are higher chances of your users, jumping from your application to their competitor's application. Or rather, bounce rates are quite high when the loading time of a certain payment page is quite high for your application, right? You would want to know the loading time of your application by automating the test cases at a regression level and helping you getting a comprehensive understanding around when exactly are these test cases failing or are these KPIs failing for your application, right? The second part is about high level view of test runs and pass or fail analysis across locations, across devices, across operating systems and network as well. For example, today you are testing your application on in San Francisco. Tomorrow you would want to understand the usage or rather the experience of your application in New York as well, right? And then compare the location over location testing of your application. How many test cases are failing in New York and how many test cases are failing in the devices which are placed in San Francisco, right? What kind of devices you would want to test? There are a lot of devices coming up in the market. It could be Oppo, it could be Vivo, it could be iPhone 15 or 16, or even there are different types of Samsung devices that are coming into the market, right? And you would want to test the performance of your applications or your platforms across different types of devices as well, right? It could be a mobile tablet or it could be a mobile smartphone device, that handheld smartphone device that your users are using, right? At the end of the day, it's not just confined to location or devices. There are a lot of other factors, including operating systems, right? Sometimes a certain application does not work on Android 6.1 and it works on Android 8.9 or it works on Android, 10, right? And you would want to have the reasons behind why your application is failing to work across different operating system versions, right? And at the end of the day, everything is dependent across the network layer that your application is connected to, right? If the network is not correct, your application which are connected to the network or internet will not perform as much as it should be, right? That's when the criticality of network evaluation of your application comes into picture, right? You would want to understand the network in-out bytes, the HTTP level metrics, the metric which are responsible for having a consistent network for your application should be evaluated, right? And the third feature that HeadSpin provides is the triaging and reproduction of issues, right? Triaging of issues include, HeadSpin provides a video level stream of your test cases, which you will be able to use later on during your test processes to go back to the test cases and understand at what point which exact is the issue that has occurred on your application. And the entire video scene or video recording of those test cases can be provided to you with the help of our platform, right? And you'll be able to quickly reproduce those issues and show it to your managers or your team members that this is exactly the point where the issue is occurring, and this is how will be able to solve those particular issues for our products, right? And for a certain product team, these three are the key enablers which you will be able to use and understand the user experience challenges for your applications and resolve those challenges for your application for your end users, right? It starts with regression safety net. It includes benchmarking of your application across locations, devices, OS, and network, and then triaging and reproduction of these issues with the help of HeadSpin platform to have a comprehensive set of evaluated terms, evaluated set of device applications for your application, and get a comprehensive understanding of where exactly is your application failing and where exactly it should have the improvement factor. All right. Let's move on. Now let's come to the second persona, which is CXOs. It could be the chief product officer. It could be the chief executive officer of your product or your app company, or it could be the chief chief development officer, digital officer, chief CDO of your product, right? And there are some issues, there are some specific concerns of these particular CXOs, especially in terms of the maintaining user experience challenges of your product, right? That includes business alignment, right? Aligning the application experience with broader business goals is quite challenging for most of the CXOs, right? They would want, at the end of the day, revenue is a term that has been widely used across CXOs. And if a certain product is not gaining the amount of revenue that it should be, or it is leaking a lot of revenue in terms of its user experience, then it becomes a huge challenge for the uh, for the customers, right? Or for the CXOs in that case, right? Uh, Next, just give me one moment. Okay. Next is resource allocation, right? A certain CXO is quite worried about allocating resources effectively while managing other initiatives and stuff, right? For example, uh, when you're testing a certain application, you would want 3 to 4 testers working day and night on those particular applications before it's released to their customers, right? But if in case your application does not have a certain level of issues, these resources become quite tiresome, or rather there is a lot of cost involved in these resource management, right? Then there is a lot of issue in risk management for those CXOs, which includes identifying and mitigating risks related to user experience changes. It's quite crucial for most of the CXOs. At the end of the day, it's also about compliances of those particular applications, which ensuring the compliances with regulation acts. For example, there are different compliances in the European sector, and there are different compliances in APAC region, and there are different compliances in different types of the world, right? And managing these compliances for your application, it quite complex, and it kind of adds on to the user experience management issues, challenges for your CXOs, right? And to have a great run and a good life for your CXOs and the for your product, you would be able to evaluate the platform with three key enablers with the help of HeadSpin platform, right? The HeadSpin platform helps you measure and monitor the quality of experience, which includes uh, KPIs such as load time for your application, launch time for your application, search time, which the business people are quite concerned about, like how is the experience across different types of time taken for those certain applications, right? And then different types of user flows can be evaluated, right from cold start, warm start, login, card checkout, or card check-in. In all of those particular application, KPIs can be evaluated and continuously monitored with the help of Edge platform. Then we have competitive benchmarking, which is peer benchmarking, right? A certain CXOs would want to know how is the experience of their application as compared to the experience of their competitors application, right? So HeadSpin provides you a view in which you would be able to analyze the entire application, your entire application and your peers' applications, and compare each KPI with each other and understand which exactly is the KPI where your application is lacking, and which exactly is the KPI where your application is performing better than your competitors, right? Visibility for the product teams for better product management again, right? CXOs enable a lot of different teams, and this includes the product management teams, and it gives a good visibility across different product teams to have a better comparative benchmarking for your application. Then there are some business specific KPIs that HeadSpin provide, that includes build over build comparison, device over device, network over network evaluation, which is a more of a comprehensive performance contextualization of your application. Then you have test and compare features from end user experience perspective, which is, for example, testing the application whole experience evaluation right from the start of the application to the closing of that application for your end users, right? Every critical KPI, every critical user journey that your users go through would be able to evaluate with the help of HeadSpin platform and have a better experience at the end of the day, right? We'll move on. All right. there are different types of needs, certain market needs that Headspin is quite concerned about, or Headspin is readying itself for the future. That includes, rise of professional consumers, right? There are a lot of consumers, and the demand for digital products or mobile application related product is quite growing in the market. It could be B2C or it could be B2B as well, right? And there is a huge demand for applications across different types of sectors. It could be telco, it could be retail, it could be real estate as well. There are real estate applications, and it could be anything of a utility application, and its demand is quite high in the market right now, right? And the digital experience into these enterprise realm is quite again going to increase for the future, right? With the help of HeadSpin platform, you'd be able to evaluate every part of those B2B and B2C applications and have a better consumer experiences at the end of the day for your futures and for your roadmap, right? This also includes changing there are a lot of changing consumption patterns that we are seeing across industries for a lot of customers, right? People are leveraging audio video features, or there are different types of search features that customers are using, or there are voice related features that a customer using, right? And you would want to understand the experience of your application across different types of ways of usage of your application, right? Sometimes people use a certain search feature by just voice search, right? And if the voice search doesn't work, there comes a factor of accessibility testing, right? And these accessibility testing cannot be performed on the go. But if with the Headstone platform, you would be able to do entire accessibility testing with just the audio and video visual capabilities, right? This also includes consumption of the application or the platform across different types of teams. For example, the product team, the engineering team, the testing and DevOps team. So all of these teams will be able to collaborate together and help your product improve the user experience and have a better user experience and digital experience at the end of the day for your end consumers, right? So the primary factor that we are relying on is constant innovation against the product roadmap, and we allow ourselves to further enhance our platform capabilities for the needs of our customers, right? Tomorrow you have a different types of need of testing. Headspin is there to test all those needs for your customers and for your products, right? Let's move on. I think I'll at this point I can take some questions from our users or from our customer or for our joining. Uh, okay, I see three questions. What are the primary KPI measures by Headspin for a certain product manager persona? Okay, that's an interesting question. I think I can show you those KPIs that we measure for our end customers. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. And these are exactly some of these KPIs. Just a comprehensive list of KPIs that Headspin measures. It starts with user experience metrics, screen change, blurriness, blockiness, downsampling index, number of launches, video mean opinion score for your video applications. That also includes active users, impact time. And there are session-wide metrics, domain metrics, network-related worst metrics, host metrics, and pre-host metrics as well. There are different types of issues or metrics that are included for the network related metrics for your applications, that are network in out bytes, network in out packets, no, total bytes and total bytes, network out bytes. Then you have throughput, concurrency, connections, download rate, and latency as well. And then a lot of other KPIs that we help you measure, get the comprehensive understanding of your application or evaluation of application with the set of 130 plus KPIs, right? Okay, any other question there? Examples of dashboard. I may not be able to produce a common dashboard in that case. Uh, uh, but in case, let me see if I can have a certain dashboard for viewing what kind of KPIs that we measure. Just give me a moment. There are some interesting questions here. Okay, this is a good one. This is just a sample dashboard that I'm showing you right now on your screen, right? This particular dashboard includes different types of application measurements that we do: average time to wait, or average time for a certain network, time to load, or time to load for a certain mobile application, mobile device in that case. And you'll be able to compare the performance of all of these particular applications, their networks, and their locations as well across different types of metrics. I wish I had a different set of dashboard, but I'll have to mask those dashboards. So sorry, apologize for that. But if in case available, I'll help you understand what kind of dashboards that we have at our end, right? Then we have, how is benchmarking done using HeadSpin? What are some examples, case studies? Oh yeah, there are some interesting case studies for benchmarking. We have case studies of Verizon, Optus, right? Optus has been using HeadSpin for a very long time. They are comparing the performance of Optus network across 10 different types of application, widely used application across Australia, and comparing the performance of Optus's network with that of the competitor network by evaluating the same 10 applications on the competitor network, right? Then we have benchmarking in that case of LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn has been using HeadSpin for comparing the video performance of its application, and it's compared to that of its competitor video performance of its competitor applications, social media applications, of course. And then you have Pinterest as well. Pinterest has been benchmarking HeadSpin for with by comparing its performance with different types of locations. It could be around Brazil, it could be around Philippines as well. So Pinterest has been benchmarking the performance of their application. Then you have a lot of other examples which are using HeadSpin, especially for benchmarking the performance of their own application and comparing its performance with the competitor application at the end of the day, right? Interesting case studies and interesting dashboards that we have developed for these names, logos out there. And then they are performing continuous analysis of these applications and their competitor application to have a good view of how these applications uh, perform at the end of the day, right? Thank you. There are three questions. I believe I have answered all three questions. If there are any questions, please do let me know. I'm happy to answer those in the chat. Uh, this was a short but sweet, webinar that I wanted to host. Thank you for joining, people. Uh, if there are any other things that you would want to know, please DM me. Please feel free to contact us, and I'll take you through the entire dashboards. We'll discuss in stretch around how we can solve problem for your product teams, for your CXOs as well, and how different dashboards can be built for your teams and for your products, right? Continuous evaluation of your applications across their end-to-end journey, right from entering the application to exiting the application across different locations, different networks, different devices can be done with the help of our platform. Those can be done at your own locations, at your own data centers as well, with the help of on-prem infrastructure that we provide. And those can also be done at your remote locations. For example, if your teams are in US, if your teams are in UK, and you are sitting in India and you're testing the Indian application, your UK teams will be able to evaluate, test these applications by sitting in their own data centers, by sitting in their own workplaces, right? So cloud deployment will be able to provide shared deployment, will be able to provide on the go deployment, for example, CYOL as well, right? Testing of these applications can be done and help you understand different types of metrics, different types of KPIs, different types of experience evaluations for your digital touchpoints, and have a better user experience for your end customers. Thank you so much. Please do let me know if there are any questions, or we can end the session as well.